Hey, what is going on? Of course, to all of my affordable alternative book snobs out there, it is me, Nostalgia Allure, and welcome back to another episode of Book Shade. This is the program where we focus on the affordability of reading for adults. So for today's episode, guys, I have been waiting. Oh my gosh, this episode, guys, I'm so sorry. I was supposed to do this like last week, but guys, I couldn't help it. I got a good book haul for you today, okay? And one thing that I love doing, guys, is buying used books. So please support used bookstores because it's continuing that tradition of helping to make reading more affordable for adults, and I think that's very important. Okay, so for today's episode, I am gonna kind of split the haul here in half. I have pretty much all of the books up to date for a very cool historical fiction author named C.W. Gortner, and I've never read historical fiction, so a lot of recommendations mentioned to read his books, and I was like, let me get them. And I was really fortunate, guys. I got like majority of these books all together for around like $28. So it was a really good deal. And then also I have some Dracula spin-off books that I wanted to share with you guys as well that I got. So let's go ahead and we'll do the C.W. Gortner right away here. So for those of you who are not familiar with his work, C.W. Gortner specializes in historical fiction, and he is well known for his books such as The Confessions of Catherine de Medici, as well as the Spymaster trilogy that focuses on the stories surrounding Elizabeth I, and then the Last Queen as well. So we'll get started here. So the first book that I'm going to show you guys, it's called The Last Queen, and this book is focusing on the daughter of Isabel and Ferdinand of Spain. So let me show you this one. So I have this one, The Last Queen. And I am going to put it back too, so that way I don't have like books all over the place. Then the second book that I got is called The Confessions of Catherine de Medici, okay? And this is focusing on a woman of royalty who gets married to King Francos the First, okay? So this takes place between Florence, Italy, and France as well. The main setting historically is 16th century Europe. So for me, normally, guys, I'll be honest with you, I don't really read historical fiction, but the whole idea of historical fiction, guys, is you're pretty much taking a certain time period in history or a certain setting that is based on true accounts, and then you as the writer, as the author, you kind of create these different historical variances to the story. So it's interesting. So this one, that is what this one is about. So this is The Confessions of Catherine de Medici. Then next, I have, this one is focusing on Queen Isabella of Castile, and this one is called The Queen's Vow. We have that, and then this one, these two, the next two I'm really excited about. This one is called Mademoiselle Chanel. So of course, the legendary designer, okay, Chanel. This is a historical fiction story about some of the origins of like Chanel and how she became the legendary ruthless designer that she was, right? So I'm really excited to read this and kind of learn more about her backstory. This one is about Lucrezia Borgia, and it's called The Vatican Princess. I believe, yeah, this one takes place in, I think it's either Spain or Rome or something like that. Well, let me make sure I'm being accurate here. Okay, so yeah, no, correction. This one actually takes place in 15th century in the Renaissance in Italy. So that's what this one is focusing on. The other one that I'm looking forward to, guys, is this one here. This is about Marlene Dietrich. If you are familiar with old Hollywood, classic Hollywood, Marlene Dietrich played a very vital role in regards to pushing the envelope of what women were allowed to do on the big screen. And one of my favorite, if you want a really cool like impersonation of Marlene Dietrich, please check out Amazing Drag Queen. Of course, winner of, well, definitely a winner of RuPaul's Drag Race. Jinx Monsoon does the best Marlene Dietrich impressions I have like seen. Absolutely amazing. So this is a historical fiction account about her like really unique upbringing and what motivated her to want to do film and everything and to become an actor. So really looking forward to read about this as well. And C.W. Gortner is very, very well respected for really taking the time to do the research in understanding the origins of the people that he focuses on writing about. So next here, this one is called the Roma Empress. So this one is pretty interesting as well, so I'll show it to you. And this one, I believe, is focusing on, well, the story is narrated by the mother of Russia last Tsar. So this is a royalty historical fiction story. So it talks about Maria, and hopefully I say this right, it's Fedorovia, who is considered like one of the most compelling women in the imperial Russian like royal family. And then unfortunately the Romanov family. This book explains a little bit more about what caused the downfall. And yeah, I heard this is really, really good, so that's why I was like, oh, I'm so excited to read that, definitely, as it's like falling on me here. Okay, so now we're gonna move on. These are some of the newer books that CW has written. This is a trilogy of books that focuses on giving kind of this historical fiction alternative to the story about Elizabeth I, and it's called the Elizabeth I Spymaster trilogy. So the first book in this trilogy is called The Tudor Secret, and The Tudor Secret takes place 15th century. And yeah, it's about Elizabeth I, who has like this, I believe this is one that has like a double agent, who is, you know, her protector and everything. And you learn more about the double agents like upbringing and everything. It's really fascinating. So this takes place in Tudor England. So I have this one. And then you have, I believe this is the second. Yeah, this is book 2. And I'll show you this one. And this one is called The Two-Door Conspiracy. So this just continues the adventures of, I believe, the double agent and Elizabeth I. Very interesting. They say there's like an interesting twist to it, so that's why I'm really excited. And then the final book here to conclude it is The Two-Door Vendetta. So yeah, I'm trying to read things, guys, that are kind of outside of my comfort zone, because normally I read paranormal romance, particularly vampire romance books. And I'm sorry, I gotta keep it real, but like, the romance genre is starting to get stale and really boring to me. So I'm trying to like mix it up and read things that are a little bit different. You know, read memoirs, read like historical fiction. And I love historical romance and stuff, but it's all starting to be kind of the same for me. So that's why I decided to check out some C.W. Gortner, just because of the recommendations, and so many people respect his work. So let's get to the moment here that you guys actually give a shit about, and that is the Dracula spin-off book haul here. Okay, so of course, guys, you know, I actually do not have a copy of Dracula. I know, okay, I should be ashamed, because how can I call myself a vampire book connoisseur and I don't have Dracula? And I've never actually completed it too. I know, shocker, something's wrong with me. But what I decided to do, guys, is to get a flex bound cover of the well, it's called a flex bound cover because it's pretty much it's kind of like a blend between a hardcover and a paperback. So if you're looking to save money, guys, this is, to me, the way to save money is to get a flex bound version. So I got this really unique flex bound version of Dracula by Bram Stoker. Okay, I mean, this literally, to me, is like one of the foundations of, you know, of vampire books, right? Besides Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire, which brought a completely different viewpoint on how you would, you know, look at the vampire, you know, as a creature, right? But I think the difference, though, with Bram Stoker and the way that Anne Rice kind of portrays her vampires is, with her vampires, there's a little bit of a, in my opinion, a deeper humanistic quality that was not really seen, because Dracula is someone to be feared, you know? And don't get me wrong, Lestat is definitely someone you don't want to fuck with, right? But there's still this humanistic quality to him, especially if you read his like autobiography, which is The Vampire Lestat. You kind of see that even though Lestat can be very stuck up and extra, there's still some type of humanity that's left, even though he's not human. But yeah, so I decided to get this flex bound version, and yeah, it's so cool. It has all like the descriptions of what they describe Dracula as in the book and some of the memorable moments. And I love this Dracula in the red. I thought that was cool. And then this is like the description, I think, when Jonathan Harker and Dracula have that like intense like serious interaction. So that is what it says there, and this is so cool. I can't wait to actually, it's one of my goals, guys, to finish reading Dracula, because I've read all of like Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles, which are really good. Recommend. Now, I won't lie, Queen of the Damned, that was a read, but so good. So yeah, I cannot wait to get into reading this. I know this is going to be really good, but that's just my opinion. So let's get into the spin-offs here. So what I found out, guys, is that Bram Stoker's like current descendant is named Dr. Stoker, and he partnered up with Ian Holt to write a sequel to the original, okay, Dracula. So after you read Dracula, then you want to read this one. It's called Dracula the Undead. I just found out about this and I was like, I didn't even know there was a sequel to Dracula, really? So I was like, oh, I have to read this. This looks good. So, have to. Okay. Then after that, this doesn't make any sense at all, but this is apparently the way you're supposed to read them. I was really excited to get this. This is another book that's written by Doc Hoare with J.T. Barker, or not J.T., J.D. Barker, and this is Dracula. And Dracula is the prequel to Dracula. So this is like, you know, Dracula in early like inceptions and everything. But here's the interesting thing, is that you have to read the original Dracula first, then read Dracula the Undead, and then read this, because this book, kind of from what the reviews that I've checked out, it expects you to be familiar with Dracula. So if you haven't read Dracula and you try to read this, it's not gonna make any sense to you. But I love the artwork on this. Oh, I'm so excited to read this. But this is a very thick read. Okay, just saying. All right. Now, besides the spin-offs that feature the whole story, you know, with Dracula and Jonathan Harker, Mina, and the whole crew, some people also decided to make spin-offs based on other protagonist characters. So these next two books are focusing on Mina. So this is if this spin-off for Mina, it's called Dracula My Love. Oh, I'm so excited. These are the secret journals of Mina Harker. So what this is focusing on is pretty much if Mina decided to be in a love triangle, which pretty much, guys, in Dracula, like, Mina is very conflicted. And this is like Mina's perspective about that, like, conflictiveness of like what really draws her to Dracula, what like turns her on about him and everything like that. So she's kind of stuck between, you know, Jonathan and being, you know, and really loving him and being loyal to him, and then also this mysteriousness of a man and, you know, the sexiness of Dracula. So I thought that this was like really, I thought this was an interesting take. So, you know, she's kind of stuck, and apparently this kind of explains some of that, you know, why she's so kind of indecisive. So, you know, guys, I am definitely going to read that, and I have to put this on my TBR. Okay, so next book, this is more of a paranormal romance, and it's a little bit more sexier and more seductiveness of like Mina's like attractiveness to Dracula. So that's the best way to describe this book here. And the best way that people have been describing this is like a classier version of like Twilight for adults. So it's very seductive. It's called Dracula In Love, and this is done by Karen Excess. So this one was also recommended. So, and yeah, I have to read this one as well. So yeah, very excited about that. And oh, we have Not Funky, and I don't know why people think that I'm like, I look like Lizzo. I do not look like Lizzo, but I will take that compliment though. Thank you. No, Lizzo is the shit. I appreciate it, but welcome to the show. And we have Not. Hey, welcome to the program. And Not says, Lizzo, we stand the books. Yay! Much appreciated. And we have Dumb. Hey, what's up, Dumb? I appreciate it. And Dumb says, hey. And Not says, apparently I look good. Thank you. Appreciate that. You know, I'm working on my fitness, guys. I'm trying to get my weight down so that, you know, I can, you know, be more attractive. No, that it's for my health, guys. And then, oh, Nat says, you the shit. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And, apparently my hair blends in the background. Yeah, it does. It really does. You know, I gotta coordinate, as John Witherspoon would greatly put it in the legendary movie. Guys, if you have not seen Boomerang with Eddie Murphy, John Witherspoon, Robin Givens, David Alan Grier, and this was like one of Halle Berry's earlier roles, highly recommend. Oh, thank you so much for following, guys. I appreciate it. And oh my gosh, you guys are so funny. Like, you know what? I appreciate y'all's sense of humor, but I mean, come on, guys. Like, you know, clearly you can look at me and I am one classy lady, okay? I'm ignoring those of you who are saying stupid stuff. So, oh my gosh. I can never have a peaceful, like, episode. Never. People always have to say I'm fat. They gotta say I'm ugly. They gotta say I look like Lizzo. Then I have people calling me a bitch. Yeah, you know. Oh my gosh. All right, well, let's continue here with the last book here that I wanted to show you. So this book is interesting, though, guys, as a Dracula book spinoff, because it takes the like the characteristics of Dracula, but it has a deeper, like, it gives you a deeper history to it. Okay, so this is called, it's by Elizabeth Kostova, and this is called The Historian. This one was really highly recommended too, if you want like a little bit more of the deeper history of Dracula, but it's based in, so it's like part of it is like some of the origins and understandings of Dracula, like that history, but it's put with a fictional mindset. So yeah, this is very, very, very interesting. So yeah, I wanted to show you these books, guys, and yeah, that's what we do here at Bookshade. And yeah, I am so, oh my gosh, I am so excited, especially to read this one, because I wanted to kind of learn, you know, a little bit more. But yeah, you guys are so funny. But it's like every episode I have to deal with this. It's so sad. So sad. So sad. Thank you so much for following, even though, you know, I mean, I get called ugly, then I get called, you know, I wish I could get the plastic surgery and then I would not have to deal with this. Then I would be beautiful. Then I would not be made fun of all the time, and people would just stop being extra with me. No, I'm not beautiful, Waffle. I'll be honest with you. I don't feel that. It's just because of, you know, what people are saying to me too. So, you know, I don't know. You guys think it's funny, but it's not. And, you know, and I just want to let you guys know that stuff like this, it does affect people. It really does. You know, it does. And, you know, it can make, you know, it can make a person really feel bad about their appearance. Like, you know, how would you feel if I made fun of you for your appearance, or calling you ugly or calling you a bitch or something like that. That's disrespectful. Like, that's not what my, my show is about, That that's not what my show is about, But I feel it's just because I am a person of color. So that's why you guys do this to me all the time. And it's really sad that I have to say that. It's really sad. I'm trying to, have a program where I can, talk about reading for adults and, talk about genres like fantasy and, sci-fi and, finding, books that are affordable, or, getting something like a Kindle and, getting ebooks to read and enjoy. But, you guys think it's funny to make fun of a person of color. Congratulations. I mean, this is so sad. It's really sad. It's really sad because, for me, if I was not a person of color, you guys would not be doing this at all. And that's really, it's just sad that I always have to deal with this, It's really, really sad. It's very, very disappointing. But you know what? I'm done for today's episode. If you guys have book recommendations that you would like to give me or anything like that, definitely let me know. But yeah, this is so wrong. It's so ridiculous. And actually it's embarrassing too, because then, really sad, like, that this is what I have to go through as a person of color. I get called the N-word and being told I'm ugly and people making fun of my size. It's really a damn shame, actually. And I'm trying to enjoy showing the books I got. You guys really disappoint me. Very, very sad. And if you guys think this is funny, it's really not. Actually, what it shows, in all due respect, it's very immature. And that's the reason why, like, it's very sad. That's like the reason why people don't, like, respect what we do, is because this is what you're subjected to. So yeah, you guys are a disappointment, really. And to those of you who don't do this, I appreciate it. But to those of you who do this, a disappointment. You're just a disappointment. It's really sad. Really, it's very, very sad. And I know the reason why you guys do this is because you want for me to get upset. But here's the thing. I've been doing this for a very, very long time. And it's not going to bother me. So, yeah. So sad. So sad. It's sad. Like, this is the reason why, like, people, they don't respect what we do, is because of stupid stuff like that. Now, if I was, like, super, super attractive, oh, then I'm beautiful. You guys would not be so fucking extra like that. And I'm only talking to the people who do this annoying stuff. It's not to those of you who actually respect what I do and respect this program. But I'm not gonna tolerate you guys calling me the N-word. I have zero tolerance for that. So with that, you are done. You are done. Sorry. And Waffle, here's my thing. If you guys really respected women, which clearly a lot of you don't, you would not come to my show and call me the N-word. That affects people who look like me. It's very disrespectful. It really is. So immature. That's so sad. So yeah, so sad. You're all done. All done. You're all done. Sorry. And as you can see, guys, to conclude today's episode, I don't put up with nonsense. I have zero tolerance for that. You know, sometimes, yeah, it can be funny when you guys call me Lizzo and stuff like that. But once you start to call me the N-word, then that's where it crosses the line. And I do not tolerate that at all. And also, it's making you guys look bad. It's not making me look bad. It's really sad, guys. Like, a lot of you need to mature, and it's not funny. Actually, it makes you look stupid. And no disrespect, but it does. So, you know, you always want to look, you know, be someone that is smart, intelligent, and full of dignity and class. But when you come to my program, you think I'm going to allow you to call me the N-word? No, absolutely not. I will not tolerate that. And as you can see, I have zero tolerance for disrespectful stuff. So with that being said, and I apologize to my audience today, but if you say something that's ignorant, that's actually worth addressing, I will address it. And just because I'm a person of color, that doesn't mean that you have the right to come to my show and call me the N-word. How dare you call me that? So rude. And it's not funny either. That's the thing. It's not funny at all. So with that, I apologize to my audience. I'm sorry, guys, but unfortunately, and don't get me wrong too, you know, you could be white too and deal with these type of issues. But for some reason, when it comes to people of color, we are always subjected to this type of disrespect. You would not say these things to someone that is white. You would never call a white person a derogatory term. You know why? Because that is disrespectful. And when you use things like the N-word or any type of racial slur, I don't care what race the person is, you are disrespecting their culture, and you are also diminishing their culture as well. You know, if you call, you know, it's not right to call a white person a derogatory term, just like how it's not right to call someone like me, because I am a minority, a derogatory term. And I'll tell you right now, I am not, in all due respect, I am not tolerating that on this program. This is a program about love, you know, of reading for adults. This is a program that is about acceptance. And this is a program for all adults to come here and feel welcomed and feel accepted without having to deal with bullshit like this. And I have zero tolerance for it. So if you come to my program, you call me the N-word, you're done. You say that I'm fat and ugly, you're done. I really wish I could get, you know, the plastic surgery that I want so I could be looking, you know, snatched, good God. But, you know, I'm not going to tolerate this type of stuff, period. So let me say it again. You come to my program and you act fucking extra and you say disrespectful shit, you're done. And I call, like, being done, I like to call it being canceled. So you're canceled. You're done. I am going to set the example on this program that I do not tolerate racial slurs, not only against my people, against, you know, people of all different races. It's not appropriate. It's not funny. And you need to mature if that's the type of mindset that you have. And if you have that type of mindset, it's rude and disrespectful. You know, you would not go up to a white person and call them trailer trash. That's offensive to white people. You would certainly not go up to one of my people and call them the N-word. That's disrespectful. Okay, so just because you see me as a person of color on this program, it does not give you the right to come to my program and call me derogatory terms. Period. I don't tolerate it. And if you come to my show and you say something derogatory to my audience too, you're also canceled and you're also done, and I'm not putting up with it. It's not funny. It's not funny. So take the time, reflect, and do better. Set a good example. Okay? Talk about things with dignity, class, and respect. And as a person of color, I'm not putting up with this anymore while doing this show. I'm going to be ignoring you guys that say this stupid stuff, and I'm not tolerating it. I don't, and for me, guys, I normally don't get like this, but I'm putting my foot down now. It's not okay. I don't care what race you are, white, Asian, LGBTQIA. It is not appropriate to come to someone's program and call them a derogatory term. Period. So let's recap, because I'm not addressing this again. Number one, you come to my program, you call me the N-word or any derogatory term that is reflective towards my people, you are done. You're canceled. You come to my program and say stupid stuff that's disruptive, it will be ignored, and you will also be canceled and will not be allowed to participate on my program. And that is it. We're adults, and this is a show for adults, so fucking act like one. And if you can't do that, you're not going to be on my program. Period. This is supposed to be a show that is enjoyable and fun, and we're learning things about affordability, about reading for adults, And, reading is supposed to be enjoyable, and it's not about this dumbass shit. So you will not be allowed to come to my program and do this mess. I don't tolerate it. I don't. Period. So with that being said, sorry guys for, kind of being upset. I just hate ignorance, because ignorance is the reason why, people get treated like shit in society, and it's not right. And this is not the show to do that. I'm not the one. Period. So with that being said, guys, thanks so much for watching. Sorry about all this stupid stuff, but I am going to address it. See, I'm one of these people that if it's something that is worth addressing it, or if it's something that's ignorant, I will address it. I will address it. It's not about, embarrassing people or putting people on the spot like that. I don't do that type of stuff because I'm an intelligent person. But one thing I will not tolerate is racial ignorance and stupidity. I do not tolerate that, because I already have enough stupid stuff that I have to deal with because of the color of my skin. And this show is not going to turn into me having to deal with this stupid stuff. I'm not putting up with it. And no one, I don't care what race they are, no one should have to put up with stupid stuff like this. This is the first and once again the last time I'm addressing this. You come and say stupid stuff on my show, you will be ignored and you will be canceled. And you will not be allowed to participate. Period. So I just want to let you guys that do this stupid shit know. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be extra. But I am someone that is full of dignity and class and intelligence. And just because I'm a woman, that doesn't mean I am a bitch. Just because I'm a woman, that doesn't mean that I'm some stupid airhead. Because there are a lot of women of all different races, white, Latina, Asian, etc. There are a lot of men out here of all different races that carry themselves with dignity, class, and intelligence, and want to be treated that way and deserve to be treated that way because they're decent people. So I don't deserve to deal with this, and I am not the one. I'm not putting up with it. So let me be clear on that. So sorry once again, like I said to my audience here, I really apologize, but unfortunately, guys, this is something that I have to deal with because of me being who I am. I hope someday that society changes and that I don't have to deal with this, but unfortunately, sometimes I will have to address these things so that, to educate people on this and so that people are aware of this is what you have to deal with when you're a person of color and you're trying to do your show, unfortunately. So thank you so much for those of you who are listening and watching the program, and you respect me, you love what I do. I'm going to continue working hard for you guys as my alternative adult book snobs out there. And coming up tomorrow, guys, I think what I'll be doing is I think for tomorrow's episode, I am going to kind of continue giving you my progress on my Women's History Month readathon and everything like that. I'm sorry, guys, that I had to address this, and this is the last time I'm addressing it too. I'm not putting up with it. Nobody, like I said, you could be white, one of my, African American, whatever. Nobody deserves to put up with stupid stuff like that. It's not funny. It's not funny. Do better. Because the more you do better, that's the more, we're all respecting each other in society and setting a good example. Let's set a good example. Okay? So, thank you to like everybody who's been watching the program. I really appreciate it. Thank you to those of you who just accept me and love me for who I am. It really means a lot. Whether, white, my own people, whatever. I appreciate that love and support. You don't know how grateful I am for that. So thank you so much for watching today's episode of Book Shade. And like I always say, remember to enjoy the darkness of reading. I'll see you guys tomorrow.